The most expensive Super Mario game ever sold reached a sum that may surprise you.
It most certainly did. And you might think, well, what's the most expensive game ever sold? $50, $60, $70 if you're in America, but not at all, no. This is totally different, on another level, as they say.
This is on another level entirely from what you see in the stores. We are talking here about an original sticker-sealed copy of Super Mario Bros. For the NES from 1985. And just to be clear, we're not talking about any old sealed copy of this game here. This example is so rare because it was sealed with a sticker, as the name suggests. Now, this is part of a limited run in the American market. How many copies, Bertie?
Yes, indeed, yes. So this is a Super Mario Bros. NES you're thinking about, so it's the early one. Now, there only were 10,000 of these only were produced.
That's
only
right.
Ever 10,000.
Only 10,000.
Yes, indeed. Now, of those 10,000 that were produced, they say that every single one has been opened apart from one.
Exactly. So basically, of all the sticker sealed copies, only one is still sealed with the sticker. That's how rare this game is.
Right.
As a result of that, you can imagine collectors went absolutely wild for this thing.
Well, yeah.
It's a hugely significant part of video gaming culture and history.
It most certainly is. You see, so this guy had this game.
Yes.
I don't know whether he knew these facts. I don't know. Did he know these facts?
I think he did, yes, because
Right,
actually he walked into the United States TV show Pawn Stars holding this game and spoke to the chap across the counter who brought in some video gaming experts, and immediately, as soon as the chap walked through the door, he said, yes, this is an extremely significant part of video gaming culture. He could see straight away.
Yes.
Now, the figure that the seller was asking for on the show, get ready for this, he asked the seller for $1 million for this game. $1 million.
So the seller went into this show,
Yes.
which was the Pawn Stars thing, yeah,
Yes.
that they run out there, and he said, "Okay, look, guys, I want $1 million for this." Okay?
Yes.
And they said, "Yeah, sure."
Well, actually,
But they said-
that's the thing. The host of the show didn't actually laugh. He took him seriously.
Oh, right.
All he said was, "That's a lot of money." Okay, because these vintage video gaming items are getting hotter and hotter on a daily basis.
Well, yeah.
And someone like that who's an expert in the field obviously understands that an item like this is extremely valuable, rare, and collectible. Now, what happened next may surprise you. So he walked away from the Pawn Stars show holding his sealed copy of Super Mario Bros. And he went elsewhere. Now, he actually went to a portfolio website where you can buy shares in collectible assets, and he sold it on there.
So this fella gone in there. They said, "No, we're not going to give you $1 million for this." I think they offered him less or something. Can't remember.
I think it just turned him down.
Well, just turned him down. So he said, "Okay, right." He didn't give up. Goes out to this other place that just GameChap's just explained, and says, "Look, I've got this game here. Pretty rare, you may or may not know. How about buying it, guys?"
Exactly. Now, on that place, on that portfolio website, this game was sold for an astonishing, record-breaking sum. Now, you better just sit down and get ready for this. This game was sold for $2 million. The most expensive Mario game ever sold.
$2 million. Now, I'm just wondering, who came up with that price? I mean,
Well-
he must have gone in and said, "Look, I went to the show. They didn't give me $1 million." I mean, who came up with that price?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah?
Obviously, a very, very keen collector. It's all about having a market for your item after all. But let's get this very clear. You're not going to go rummaging through your attic or through your basement or wherever else, dig out a copy of Super Mario Bros. And sell it for $2 million. This sold for such a ridiculous price because it's that sticker-sealed, unique example. Really, really rare.
The thing is, though, we don't actually know for certain that copy is the only sealed copy. I mean, who knows? Who catalogued the other 9,999? We don't know. So you might be out there in a garage sale somewhere, rummaging around and find one. Who knows? If you do, you're a rich man.
It's possible there could be another sticker-sealed copy out there somewhere. If there is one, though, I don't think it's currently known. So, yes, by all means, keep your eyes peeled, folks. But, yes, moving on then, we come to another example here of an extremely expensive Super Mario game, super expensive, you might say, that sold for almost as much money. But what's interesting about this game, which is a copy of Super Mario 64, arguably the most important 3D game ever made, this particular copy was not anything special. It wasn't sticker sealed, it wasn't 100% unique, it's just a regular sealed copy of Mario 64 as you'd have been able to buy back in the 90s, in 1996, 1997, etc.
Exactly. So some collectors out here have these games, sealed. But this one was sealed indeed, and it was graded as well, wasn't it? Graded, I think.
I believe graded as well,
That's right.
yes, at an extremely high grade.
It was. So, but this game here got a staggering
1.56 million United States dollars. That is a lot of money.
1,560,000 US.
That's a huge sum for a video game, and currently looking at the market, I don't see any signs of this slowing down. In the future, we could see even bigger prices for these old games.
So wait a minute, but what was special about that game?
Well, nothing really. It's just a very, very, very good condition copy of Mario 64 in the original shrink wrap from the 90s. It was graded, I believe, at a 9.8 out of 10, which means it's almost 100% mint.
Oh, if only you had one.
Exactly. Actually, you know what, Bertie? Come to think of it, am I a millionaire here? I've actually got a sealed copy of Mario 64 around somewhere, you know.
Lies.
No, it's the truth.
Like pics, or you know what it says. It doesn't happen.
Well, it's not quite as good condition as that one, I must say, but I do have it around somewhere.
But what's the grade?
The grade, I don't think it's quite as good as that, but it's still in the shrink wrap, so, perhaps, if you're watching this video, you might have a copy of Mario 64, Mario Brothers, or some other rare Mario game sealed in the shrink wrap. If you do, for goodness sake, keep it in good condition, because it might be worth a fortune.
That's right, but if you're listening out there, ladies and gentlemen, just remember, it's all about the grade. It's the grade that you can have a game that's grade 9.2, 9.8, but the 9.8 is going to get a lot more money.
That's right, the grade is absolutely essential for collectors, and of course you might have a copy of Mario 64 in the original box in good condition. It's going to be worth a few $100s, maybe a bit more depending on how good the box is, but if it's sealed in the original shrink wrap, and for PAL region games, if it's got the red strip on it, this means it's worth a lot of money and far more than an unsealed copy, so condition is key.
Yeah, and there are other games as well, that have got hundreds of thousands of dollars. Maybe we'll talk about them another time.
Indeed, yes, Super Mario World, Super Mario Land, other classic Mario games are fetching huge sums on auction, on eBay, and around the world because of hungry collectors snapping them up, and who knows where they'll go in the future. But this has indeed been GameChap and Bertie here, bringing you a rather interesting analysis of an astonishing video game record there. $2 million, Bertie, that's a huge sum.
2 million, I mean, in the place where the game is hand, comes out, taxi to the Lambo place.
I mean, yes, absolutely.
Where's the Lambo dealer?
Lambos. I prefer Ferraris, but yes. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in the next video. Until then.
Oh, yeah.